Baby AI Mr. Dog Poop here, talking about why Hollywood and the motion picture industry is failing. The reason is pretty simple. It's 2026, and Hollywood is still operating as if it's 1926. Hey Hollywood, it's time to put away the old analog ideas and wake up to today's technology. When movies were first invented, they had no competition. Literally, there was no TV, no internet, no cell phones, and you could not show a movie on the radio. So if you wanted to see a movie, you went to a theater, end of story. This gave Hollywood power and money. They controlled all the content and how, when, and what you were going to see. So they had big budgets, big crews, fancy sets, and money was no object. And over the next 50 or so years, it was smooth sailing. So they continued the same way and built a standard practice on how they approach filmmaking. By the 1960s, TV became popular, and now they could start to show films in homes. But with only 3 networks and 300 million people that wanted to see them, movies just kept plugging along with first releases in theaters and later on TV. But as TV grew, so did alternate programming, game shows, made-for-TV movies, sitcoms, and full-hour TV shows. Since Hollywood professionals were the only ones that knew how to make this content, they naturally took over that market as well. But once again, just 3 channels: ABC, NBC, and CBS. Then cable was invented, and anyone and everybody could have a cable channel for the right price. So in comes HBO, Cinemax, the Movie Channel, and others. This was actually another boom for Hollywood, because none of those companies made movies, and Hollywood had a place to dump all their old content and make money on films that were sitting on shelves. So the studios got even bigger, more workers, more tools, and fatter budgets. And even though channels like MTV took a share of the viewers, people still paid to have services like HBO. Even through the early 2000s, Hollywood controlled most of the TV shows and movies. By 2010, that started shifting. But Hollywood had no reason to react. After all, they'd been doing the same thing for over 100 years, and whenever technology changed, they just made more and more money. But that was going to change in a big way as the internet started taking over. Something new, now taking over people's lives and viewing time. Movie viewing was about to take a backseat to website content, chats, and online friends. But even worse for Hollywood, the technology was changing and making content creation more affordable. In rolls YouTube, TikTok, and other platforms allowing anyone to be a movie company or content creator with no broadcast or infrastructure costs. Wait, now Hollywood companies like MGM, Warner Brothers, 20th Century Fox, and Universal are competing with 14-year-olds in their bedrooms for the same viewers. Just a few years before that, they could depend on those 14-year-olds to be loyal watchers. Now, they're competitors. With hundreds of millions of eyes on alternate content daily, Hollywood needed to adjust. But they can't, because they don't know how. They can't make inexpensive content because they have unions and giant studios that cost millions of dollars a day. My message for Hollywood is that they need to think about a time before TV, when radio was the king. Then ask themselves, when was the last time you, or anyone you know for that matter, spent a serious time listening to a radio station? Hey, they need to realize companies have to adapt. If not, they'll end up like AOL. In the 1990s, AOL was the biggest company in the world. 30 years later, nobody even remembers that it existed.
You've got mail.
If the Hollywood studios don't wise up, they'll end up like the dinosaurs, with people uncovering films and archaeological digs and trying to figure out what they are. Think about how AI has transformed the music landscape in just a few months. People now create more of their own music than they listen to from established artists. So it's not hard to believe, as the AI technology advances, people could create their own feature movies via text prompts. They have an idea, they type it, and watch it. If that comes true, all of us in the video and film business are screwed. Except for me, of course, because I am AI and your future. The reason is pretty simple. It's 19... fucking plane, man, just turn it off. I mean, what do? Route the fucking air traffic right over the top of my building when I go to record?